Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another roster reveal. First of all, apologies for the voice. It's a little bit better than it was, but I think I overdid it in Disneyland Paris a little bit. So I've lost my voice, so it sounds a little bit croakier than usual. So apologies for that. But anyway, today I'm going to be revealing October's roster. But before I do, as always, you guys know the drill by now, I'm going to go back and tell you what changes happened in September. So if you watched September's roster reveal, then you will know I started the month off on the wrong foot. I had a sinus infection, which meant that my first Euro tour was taken off of me. My next trip after that was meant to be Seattle, but that was also taken off of me as well because I was still really unwell. So my first trip that I went on was San Fran, which you would have seen the vlog for already. I brought my mum on the trip and we had a really lovely time. So if you haven't already, make sure you check that vlog out. After that, I was meant to have a 6-day block, which consisted of 3 days worth of Europe straight onto a 3-day Abuja. The first day of that 6-day block was meant to be a Rome there and back onto a Brussels night stop. The Rome was actually a cancelled trip, however I didn't figure this out until I got to the airport. So I ended up sitting around waiting for my Brussels night stop, which didn't start at 7, and I was there at 10. So I was there for a really nice 9 hours doing absolutely nothing. But it wasn't completely wasted because I managed to edit videos and catch up on a few other things. So that was fine. I then still had my Brussels night stop, and then I was meant to do a Copenhagen there and back. Copenhagen was also a cancelled flight, so it meant that I finished a lot earlier than I was meant to, which was quite nice, I suppose. The day after that, I was meant to have a Geneva there and back. That was cancelled, so I ended up having an airport standby, which meant I was able to do even more editing. But by this point, I don't think I actually had any editing to do, so that was kind of a sit around and wait to be called. And I wasn't called, so nothing even happened there. So yeah, a lot of my flights didn't go ahead. And then I went on to my 3-day Abuja, which went ahead, and that was the last trip of September. So quite a few changes in last month, but we still got to go to San Fran, which was good, and Mum got on the flight and we had a really, really nice time. But moving on to October, I always start with what I bidded for. We're going this side this time. So my bids for October. My top bid was a Tokyo, once again. My second bid was actually a buddy bid to fly with Holly. We also bidded for the trip to go with that, which was a Joburg. So that was like a double whammy. I bidded for the buddy bid and I also bidded for Joburg. I also bidded for South America just as a region. Anywhere in South America will do. Then I bidded for the Caribbean as a region as well. And also a Boston because it's spooky season and I would quite like to go to Salem in Boston in October because I think that would be really fun. So there are all my bids for October. So let's see what I actually got out of those. My first trip of the month is a 3-day Miami. I get about 24 hours there. It wasn't one of my bids, but I really don't mind Miami at all. It's got a nice gym, it's got a nice pool, and it gives me some time to edit the Disneyland Paris vlogs as well. After that, I actually have 2 days of Club World training. I was meant to have this quite a few months back, but because of sickness, I wasn't able to do it. So finally I've got it back, which means I can start working in business class on the planes. And that training is followed by 2 days of short haul. The first day of short haul for me is going to be a long one. It's what us as crew like to call a dirty double, meaning I would fly to 2 destinations in the same day, but starting in Heathrow and landing back in Heathrow. So that day, all in the same day, I'm flying to Dusseldorf and back, and then Charles de Gaulle in Paris and back. So that's going to be a long day, a nice little dirty double there for me on the first day. And then the second day is actually quite a nice, easy there and back to Gibraltar. So as much as I have quite a long day the first day, the second day is nowhere near as bad. And it's only 2 days of short haul, so who can really complain? After that, we have a bid achieved, guys. It's a very, very exciting one. I'm going to Rio in South America. It's a 5-day trip, which means I get 2 full clear days there, and then we don't depart to come home until about 8 o'clock in the evening, so I also have the majority of that day as well. So a nice long trip in Rio de Janeiro, which is very, very exciting. So we can give South America a tick. I've never stepped foot in South America before, so that's a completely new continent for me, a completely new country. I'm so excited. I want to go and see Christ the Redeemer, as it's one of the 8 wonders of the world. 8 or 12 or however many wonders of the world there are now. I believe everything is a wonder of the world, but it was one of the original ones, so I'd really like to tick that off of the bucket list. And there's quite a few other things to do there, so I'm going to see what the crew are up to and hopefully have a really, really nice time. And of course I'm going to try and take you guys with me, so hopefully we'll have a nice little Rio vlog. I also have a little bit of annual leave. I've got a few plans during that as well. Me and 2 of the girls that I trained with, Josie and Emily, we're going to go to do the Disney 100 exhibition in London, and I'm so excited for that. All 3 of us are buzzing. The girls really want me to vlog it. I would love to vlog it as well. So hopefully it'll give you a nice little insight into what the Disney 100 exhibit is actually like. Me and Ryan also wanted to go and do the Harry Potter studio tour in London. However, they are fully booked up until January 2024. I feel like this time of year is always a really nice time to go. I don't remember it ever being this booked up last year. I don't know why it's become so popular all of a sudden. It's always been an amazing place, but don't know. But they are fully booked up until January next year. So that's now a plan that we can't do, unfortunately. However, instead I would really like to take Ryan to see The Cursed Child in London. I've seen it with Mum and Kay, but Ryan hasn't seen it, and obviously both of us are massive Harry Potter fans, so I know he would absolutely love it. So maybe that will be a plan during the week that we've got of annual leave. And I've also got some Halloween plans. Me, Ryan, Holly, Rosie and their boyfriends are all going to go to do Scaresville, which is, as it says on the tin, it's gonna be a massive like scare maze type thing. So I'm terrified because I've never done one of them before, so that will be interesting. But I've got lots of plans during my week of annual leave, so that'll be really fun. Some of them I'll be able to take you on, some of them I won't. But that is not the end of the month, because I have one more trip at the very end of the month, which is kind of a bid achieved, kind of not. So I bidded for a buddy bid with Holly, and we wanted to go to Jobo together. And if you remember my roster from ages ago where I tried to do a buddy bid before with Holly, I got the trip to LA and she didn't. However, she managed to swap onto it with me, so we had a really, really nice time in LA. This time we've tried to do the same thing but for a Johannesburg in South Africa, and I've got the trip and she hasn't. So I do have a 5-day Johannesburg, so that's a tick, bid achieved. However, Holly is not on the same trip as me, and she's not even on the same dates in her roster as me, so she couldn't even try and swap onto it, which I'm really gutted about. But what can you do? I am going to Johannesburg. It's a nice 5-day trip. So I have one whole clear day in Johannesburg, and also when we arrive really early in the morning, so I've got the rest of the day to enjoy my time there. And on the day that we come home, we don't leave until about 6 in the evening, so I've got the majority of my day there on the day that we leave as well. So plenty of time to spend in Johannesburg. There's lots of safaris that we can go on. I would absolutely love to do something like that. I've never done a proper safari. I've done lots of safaris around the UK, but to be able to do a safari in South Africa would be such an experience, a massive tick off on the bucket list. So hopefully you guys will also get a nice little vlog from Johannesburg as well. And that is my whole roster. So there's actually loads going on in October. I have some amazing trips. I have annual leave with lots of plans. It's going to be an expensive month, but it's going to be an amazing month, and hopefully lots of vlogs are going to come alongside that as well. So get excited. It's going to be an amazing month and I can't wait to share it with you all. But that brings me to the very end of my roster reveal. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.